again, just working on him being desensitized to different sounds, stimuli, and environments. We are in a lower traffic area and off of the grass since he isn't fully vetted. So yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. Morning, Bluey.
We like to prep place work with just getting the dog on the place and releasing them with keen, and then making sure that when you're marking it with a good, you're expecting your dog to hold that position. That good is pretty much just teaching your dog to keep doing what they're doing. You can see that Tucker here wanted to scratch at his collar and leash, which is typical for a puppy. So I just did a little redirection with that leash, just gave a little pull and release. And I didn't reward him right away, otherwise it would be pattern training that if he scratched and then released, he would get a reward. We're also going to change up his patterns of his body here. I started expecting him to do some downs on it, and when he focused back up to me, mark and reward that behavior, adding a little bit of distance here each time he makes eye contact to me. Add in some other routines that you've been working on with your dogs, such as the wraparound heel. And then we're also going to work on the under during this routine. The more that you generalize the behavior in a variety of settings, the better your dog will get with that behavior. So again, I'm not naming specific behaviors. Sorry, the camera dropped there, so I had to reset it. The more you practice your positions in a variety of settings, the better your dog will get at those positions.
Tucker. All right, so I'm going to start adding his front paws onto my feet. So how we're going to teach this trick is I'm going to lure him one step ahead, then I'm going to tilt his head back. As soon as his paw lands on my foot, I'm going to mark and reward. We'll do it again. Good. 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 Keep. If you drop kibble, just release your dog. We'll try that again.
Take breaks from teaching your dog new things and go back to foundation behaviors that they know. Build that excitement by releasing your dog with that keen command when you want them to just break a position as soon as they do it. Making sure that you're marking with a good if you want them to hold that command. You'll see this gentleman in the back. He decides to check out what we're doing, which will happen if you have a cute fluffy puppy or just a cute puppy in general. People will tend to watch what you're doing. It definitely adds an extra distraction to the training, but it's a great way to challenge your dog a little bit further.
Yeah. 11 weeks. Keep. Good. You want to say hi? Good.
It's important with your puppy that you're continuing to keep their focus on you. I didn't just release Tucker to say hi to him right away, even though I asked, do you want to say hi? I wouldn't just say, okay, Tucker, just go and do your thing. I wanted his attention back to me before I released him. You can actually see that Tucker, when I do bring him towards the wheelchair, he's a little bit hesitant. So I am rewarding away from my body. The only instances with your training that you want to reward away from you is when you release them with keen, and then when you're getting them to get comfortable with an object or a person or a thing that they're not so comfortable with. So when I do bring Tucker over to the wheelchair shortly, I am treating him towards the wheelchair and not towards me. Adding Bullet in for some distraction during Tucker's loose leash heel walking in an open parking lot. We have very minimal distractions, and we're adding in those side sits. You can see that that side sits straight, that one isn't. So I reposition him. I'm going to mark that with a good. So to keep your dog's body straight, if they end up being crooked like before, you can take a step forward with that left foot, reposition them, mark it with that good. You can either reward releasing with keen or build some distance. To help keep your dog's body straight, reward with your left hand more often. Rewarding with your right hand will more often make your dog crooked when they're first getting into that position. Long term, you can definitely reward with that right hand, but just as an FYI, rewarding with your left hand will keep their body straighter. In this exercise, we're also starting to include more of that right foot step away, expecting Tucker to sit. We will also start calling Bullet away from him, expecting Tucker to hold a downstay. You'll see him break this behavior quite often. I'm going to continue to repeat. I'm not going to reward once we go back right away. I will mark it with a good. If he holds that position, I will mark and reward. You can see his body's crooked there. I step forward with that left, mark and reward that behavior, deliver with my left hand, looked away, good, mark and reward, step away again. Go back and reward him. We're going to go down to a down. He broke it. I didn't repeat any down. I might not even said down, truthfully. I might have just given him a finger point here. I'm going to challenge him a little bit. We are on day 12 here. So I do have a dog that is very well trained. You might not have this opportunity, but again, you could ask a family member if you don't have a dog as a distraction. You can see here, I am going to reward Bullet because I don't want to get upset with him. Even though Tucker broke it, I brought Tucker back to his position. I'm going to repeat the behavior over and over and over again until Tucker performs the behavior, and then I will give him a break.
Good job, buddy. Just a good boy. Good job. Just a good boy.
So fluffy. He's like, yes.
We got out of the car and we were like, oh my god, dog! Oh my god!
You guys were really good though waiting for me to release him. Thank you for waiting.